Hey Gameheads, it has been quite some time, and what better way for a smooth comeback than talk about you guys' favorite genre of gaming, which of course is offline games. Not having to worry about strong internet connection or annoying ads is a lovely thing, don't you think? And with that, let's talk about 10 beautiful new offline games of 2023. Okay, let's start the list with Phantasy of ESULA. This absolutely promising FPS is why I love indie games, made from quite a small company, and when I mean small, I have more subscribers than the actual studio. Anyway, the interesting thing about this title is the vibrant combat, which draws inspiration from a lot of good well-known FPS titles sprinkled with tons of creativity and hard work. Something typical to the indie game titles. Explore the planet ESULA, full of unknown dangers and opportunities. Travel across mysterious floating islands, looking for a way to stop this world from falling apart. It features lovely graphics, cool looking weapons and really good looking FPS action. Like I said, the combat looks very good, with an interesting story and peculiar voice acting, all packed into one action-filled campaign. Is one you must try out. If you know me, you know that no good list is complete without a roguelike, and with that, let's talk about Wizard of Legend Mobile. Wizard of Legend is an action-packed dungeon crawler roguelike that's quite big on console and Steam, released back in 2018 and just recently ported to your mobile devices. As a dungeon crawler, it features tons of fun and challenging enemies, traps and bosses, with the roguelike elements skyrocketing the overall difficulty. But each drawing factor is its take on the wizardry elements, introducing multiple spells to cast and chain, creating delightful combos to clear enemies mixed with precise movement mechanics, something roguelike fans are sure to enjoy. Like I said, there are multiple spells to collect and master, unique relics, multiple locations and epic boss battles. The 9 out of 10 rating on Steam already speaks volumes of it, so it won't be a bad idea to try it if you have some free cash cause it's paid. Let's continue with an action Metroidvania platformer set in an equally gruesome world, Elderand. The game kind of reminds me of a Castlevania title, which honestly all Metroidvania does look alike in that perspective, but it looks fun nonetheless. Fight Lovecraftian inspired enemies, earn loot, upgrade a large rooster of awesome looking weapons from daggers to magical staffs and everything in between. You also get to discover the mystery and lore of this gruesome world through letters you find during your journey. It's dark, action-filled and mysterious, and if the combat is as good as it looks, you can just count me in. I haven't played the game or anything, but the trailer really did stick with me and I'm definitely going to check it out. And you should too. Plant vs Zombie Heroes is quite an old game on the list, but I just wanted to add it in for, younger audiences. For those that for some reason don't know about this lovely game, it's an action card deck builder that turns iconic characters from the series into heroes and villains to duke it out using turn-based strategy action. It's a simple concept really, but it's a game I remember enjoying quite a lot. You play as a plant hero as you build your deck of cards to plant zombies to battle zombie villains in cinematic turn-based action. There are multiple cards to collect, heroes to unlock, and the ability to duke it out with real-time players. All in all, it's a really good deck builder with pretty interesting and immersive combat and music. Next up is a crazy and chaotic looking title, Ritual Spellcasting RPG. The gameplay consists of a powerful angel mage with a dagger up against cultists and their gods. I haven't really played it, but the game reviews clearly can't describe the nature of the game fully. That means you just have to check it out for yourself. The only true control the game offers is that you can control the initial direction you choose for your avatar, bouncing along enemies in something that feels like a ping pong game while using your skills at the appropriate time to avoid collision with stronger enemies. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. The cool factor isn't the controls but the chaotic randomness each level brings and how a well-timed skill can help you win or lose. There are multiple locations, chaotic gameplay and multiple skills with a twisted and confusing yet distinctive take on its gameplay. If you're looking for something different, you can check it out and it's paid, so that's that. Next up is Powerlust, an action-filled dungeon crawler that's reminiscent of the Diablo series with arcane spells, hordes of enemies and flashy combat. Create your character from a list of classes, enter brutally generated dungeons with optional permadeath if you like, and enjoy bashing through enemies with cool looking weapons and flashy combat. There are a vast number of options to choose from when it comes to spells, weapons, abilities and masteries. You can create tons of builds and constantly find new ways to crush your enemies. It's an indie title made by one person and those are usually great, with little microtransactions for cosmetics. So if you're looking for a cool Diablo-like that isn't riddled with pay-to-win content, this might be up your alley. And did I mention that it gets regular updates? So that's that. Kingdom 80s is next, and if you have played any of the Kingdom titles, you are kind of obligated to check their latest installment. For those unfamiliar with the series, it's a micro-strategy town builder where a leading character or monarch is in charge of preparing his or her kingdom forces to fight off creatures called the Greed, who are relentlessly trying to take your gold and most importantly your crown. Kingdom 80s kind of switches up the series, taking a more modern route where you play as a young camp counselor who will have to defend their town and family from the relentless attack of the mysterious Greed. Recruit the neighborhood kids and assign them roles as soldiers or builders. Use coins to build and expand your kingdom and fortify it by raising walls and defensive turrets, all to prepare for the action of the Greed that normally attacks during nightfall. Every game in the Kingdom series holds secrets. Explore the surroundings to unlock mounts, discover technology upgrades and weapons, and learn how to manage your resources wisely to survive. I played the game's two predecessors, and if it expands on the second installment, is worth checking out. Just remember that it's paid. Muse Runner is next, and this game kinda reminds me of Geometric Dash, just a bit more simpler in terms of difficulty, at least that's what I believe. While running automatically, you control your avatar through rhythmic taps that allow her to safely traverse obstacles. The drawing factor is the music that carefully follows each tap, making you feel like a keyboardist. The game, like I said, resembles Geometric Dash quite a lot, but has girl avatars instead of cubes, and that's pretty much all I have to say about the game. Its simple yet intriguing nature makes it a must-have, especially for arcade fans, something to play while waiting on a long line or during a long drive. Next up is another Diablo-like hardcore hack and slash RPG with an anime or Chinese cultivation manhwa aesthetic and an equally badass name, Warm Snow. A Chinese dark fantasy roguelike. Never knew there was anything like that. You play as a warrior, Bian, on a crusade against the 5 great clans in order to save a world teetering on the brink of destruction. Cool aesthetics and equally cool stories set around the world with a strange phenomenon where warm snow falls and mysterious demons roam the land. The draw-in factor is of course the combat, which is flashy and vibrant with big intense boss fights that really play well with the roguelike genre. There's obviously a skill tree to develop and dozens of cool weapons and armor to loot. The game is heavily inspired by most cultivation manhwa aesthetics, so it's a welcoming hand for fans, seeing that Bilibili had a hand in the development. Conquistadorio is next, a puzzle point and click adventure title bathed in mystery and intrigue where you play as an undead bandit looking for his coffin. Explore the land of the dead, cleverly solving puzzles and finding clues to find who stole your coffin, as it's the only way to move on and meet your comrades. It's quite a touching story really, covered in stunning graphics, animation and music to boot. Yeah, if you're into this genre, that is puzzle adventure, it's quite cheap, so you can try it out if you like. And with that folks, I bid you adieu. Don't forget to check out other videos on your screen and comment down which game you are going to check out. It's P-Doc, your host, and before I leave, hit that red button to subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out though.